So you're a realtor, an agent, or a broker, and you want to get real estate leads using Facebook ads. Lucky for you, that's what I do for a living. So here I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that, including ads, step by step, click by click, literally everything that you need to know in order to get an ad set up with leads coming in overnight. Now, this video is going to be focused on buyer ads. If you're looking for seller ads, leave a comment. I can message you. I can give you some seller ads personally. So keep that in mind. But either way, the setup process for this is exactly the same. I'm going to try to do it in as little time as possible while still explaining to you exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing, so you have a good understanding and you can be able to do this repeatably into the future and not have to worry about any, crazy things happening that you're not expecting. So yeah, all you really have to do is stick with me all the way till the end of the video. You'll have your ads set up in your ads account and you'll be all good to go. Now, there are two things that you will need before starting this. One is a Facebook business account, and two is having an ad account with a payment method attached to it. So whether your budget's starting off at $3 a day or your budget's starting off at $40 a day, this video is going to help you start getting buyer leads ASAP, today, tomorrow, depending on what time of day you're starting this really. So that said, we're going to dive into my computer here. I'm going to share my screen with you and I'll show you literally, again, step by step, how we're going to set up these ads, and you can do it alongside me, and that way you'll have buyer leads coming in overnight. Again, if you want seller leads, leave a comment. I'll get back to you and send you some ads. All right, so now we're in one of my ad accounts, which is attached to a business manager and also has a payment method associated with it. And what we're going to do is really just get straight into things here. So once you're in your ad account, what you're going to want to do is click create right here, this green create button. And now we're choosing a campaign objective. Without going too much into detail, we're going to want to focus on lead generation. There are all sorts of different things that you can do, but here we're trying to generate leads, so we're going to focus on lead generation. So here for the campaign, we'll just call it buyer leads, and for the ad set, we're just going to call it Toronto buyers. Now for the ad, we're just going to name it ad 1 for now. We're going to click continue. So now what you're going to see if you look at the top here with this little folder icon, that's the campaign, which is called buyer leads. We then have the ad set, which is called Toronto buyers. And then we have the ad, which is called ad 1. So what we're going to do is take this one step at a time. First work on the campaign, then work on the ad set, and then work on the ad. Make sure everything's set up and structured properly. So here at the campaign, incredibly simple, there's one thing that you need to do. Special ad categories, you're required as whenever you're marketing anything related to housing, then you do have to declare the housing special ad category. If you don't do this, there's a very, very high chance that your ads are going to get rejected. And if your ads get rejected enough times, your account can get permanently banned from advertising, which is terrible. And in this situation, I would be advertising in Canada. If you're in the United States, you'll want to go to a different country and scroll down, find the United States, and check off the United States. So just to give you a couple tips about the special ad category that is housing, there are a few different things that you're allowed and not allowed to do. There are some guidelines. So the first thing is modified audience options. We're going to get into this in a second, but long story short, you can't target based on gender, you can't target based on age, you can't target smaller than a 15-mile radius. All three of these things are key, very important. They won't let you do it. So if you try to do it, you're going to get your ads rejected. Again, not a good thing. So stay compliant. Now, also in terms of increased transparency, you'll see this within the lead forms, which are within our ads. And basically, you just have to declare a little more information about what's going to happen next when people submit their information to you. Again, just another requirement or guideline for the special ads category. You must follow all of these rules. So again, that's it for the campaign. All you have to do is declare the housing ad category and select your country, and then we're good for the campaign. So now we're going to move on to the ad set, which in this case I've called Toronto buyers. Now, there are a few different things that you can do here. You can do instant forms, you can do automated chat, and you can do calls. I highly don't recommend calls because they're very hard to get right. Lots of people are not going to want to reach out and call you. With the automated chat, that's a different approach from what we're talking about in this video, but that's totally something you can do, just not what we're focusing on. Today we're focusing on instant forms. So there's actually one more thing that you need in order to get this right, which is a Facebook page. Now, there's a good chance you already have one because you're likely a realtor or real estate agent, and that way you can just use your page. You should be able to click this drop down, find your page. I just have a default one called The Real Estate Market here that I made. There's nothing on the page, it just has a profile picture. That way I can run ads. I like to keep the dynamic creative off. This way into the future, what we can do is test ads in a very certain way. If you want to learn how I test my ads, just leave a comment. I'll make a video on it if I get enough requests for it. So for now, we'll leave the dynamic creative option off. And then for daily budget, let's just say $20 a day Canadian. And if we scroll down, now setting a start and end date is optional. I usually don't, because I just like to run ads ongoing. And for my clients, we run ads perpetually into the future. But what you can do if you want to have a start or end date, today's Friday, November the 12th. I would suggest starting ads on a Monday if you're testing new ads. But in general, if you're following this tutorial, you can just start ads right away. So let's still say we start tomorrow at 9 o'clock a.m. And let's say you want to set an end date. You only want to run ads for about a month. We'll fast forward to December 13th and we'll just say 12 a.m. That's when we're going to shut off the ads. So by default, your ads are only going to run for these 30 days. You're only going to spend $600. So now it's time for the audience. And this is where things can get tricky if you don't follow this exactly. There are a couple things that you need to remember, right? For one, you have to do a minimum 15-mile radius for your targeting to be compliant with the special ads category. Otherwise, you're likely going to get rejected, or I can almost guarantee you're going to get rejected. If you don't, you're only going to get away with it for a short period of time. Then their manual review team will reject your ads. On top of that, your age range must be 18 to 65 plus, and you must be targeting both genders. So what we're going to do for the location here is, first off, we're going to set to people living in this location, because you don't want to be targeting people who travel, because let's just say somebody from Russia travels into Toronto and they're here for a week and then they leave, they see the ad on Saturday, they catch their plane on Saturday, and then they're back in Russia and they're seeing your ads, so you're wasting money on these people who are traveling. So we want to target only people who are living in this location. So that way you're looking for people who are going to be buying and staying in the area. And then for the actual location, we'll just exit Canada here because we're not going to be targeting the whole country. I'm going to type in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. There we go. And here you can see it's default set to a 15-mile radius. And if you try to drop this slider below, it actually won't let you even do that. It can suck sometimes because you might want to target, if you're in the States, like a very specific zip code, but you're just not allowed to do that on Facebook because of privacy and also their discriminatory policies, right? You don't want to be only targeting people in higher end neighborhoods. They consider that discrimination, so you're not allowed to do that. Now from here, you'll leave the age at 18 to 65 plus, gender all. As you can tell, you can't even check off men or women only when you're running ads in the special ads category. So they do a pretty good job of keeping you within the guidelines on their own once you declare it in the campaign. And then from here, for detailed targeting expansion, we're going to leave that off, but we are going to do some targeting here. So just to get you started off with some incredibly broad interests here, you can go with Zillow and click there. And then you can also start off with real estate and click here. So what I can see is the estimated audience size here is 1.4 to 1.5 million people. And it's relatively broad. And this is a more broad campaign that we're going after. We're not going for very specific niche things. We're looking to get tons of leads, speak to tons of people fast. So what we're going to do, real estate and Zillow, that's really all that you need. It depends on the population of where you are, right? Toronto is a pretty populous place, so we're going to have a pretty big audience here. And that's also going to make our ads last much longer. So if you do have language specific, so in Toronto, it's very multicultural. So maybe we'll want to go with people who are only speaking English, because I only speak English. Then we can type in English here and go all. That way our ads are only going to be displayed to people who speak English or have their Facebook app set to English. Now we're moving on to placements. So automatic placements, it says recommended, sure, but with this, we know exactly what we're doing. So we're going to go for manual placements. First thing we're going to do is uncheck the audience network box here. And we're going to scroll down and we're going to see a million things checked off. So starting at the top, we're going to want the Facebook news feed checked, the Instagram news feed checked, and nothing else. So we're going to uncheck Facebook Marketplace, video feeds, explore, stories and reels altogether, in-stream altogether, search altogether, in-article altogether, and that's all. So you'll see these are all unchecked except for Facebook news feed and Instagram feed. That's it. Now the reason we're doing this is because we want people to be seeing these ads on their homepage. That's where these ads work best. So here you can see a little screenshot here. It's kind of small, of the Facebook homepage, or the news feed it's called, and then also the Instagram feed where people are scrolling through this is where your ads are going to be popping up for people while they're on their phones. From here, all you have to do is click next, and now we're going to focus on the actual ads. So what you'll need to do to run ads on Instagram is either attach an account or just run from this Facebook page on Instagram, which I'll tell you what that means. So the first thing you can do is click here, use selected page. So on Instagram, it will just say the real estate market. It's not going to create an Instagram page for you. It's just going to display as this. If people click on the name, then it's going to redirect them to your Facebook page if they want to click through to that. Now, if you have an Instagram account that you want to be running ads from on Instagram, so that way, if people click on your profile, they'll go to your actual Instagram profile, you can click this connect account button and then actually proceed to log into Instagram and link an account to your Facebook ads. So that way, again, when people click on your name on Instagram, they'll go straight to your profile instead of being redirected to your Facebook page. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is focus on the creative, which is your image or your video that you're using for your ads. In this case, we're gonna use an image because videos are much more complicated to do. So what we're gonna do is actually first talk about what we're offering people in this ad, which is incredibly important. What we're gonna be offering people is a list of homes in your area. So what I suggest doing is going to your own personal website, searching in some criteria for a list of homes within $100,000 to $200,000 below the average price range in your area. So for example, if a home price average in your area is $500,000, you'll create a list of homes between $400,000 and $500,000. What I've done here on realtor.ca, don't use realtor.ca. I'm not sure if it's allowed, and besides, you're sending traffic to somebody else's website, so use your own website. I just don't have one, so I'm using realtor.ca as an example here. But what you'll notice is when you type in a location and you type in a minimum and maximum price, in Toronto, the average price is $900, so I've chosen that as the max, and I've gone for a minimum of $700,000 to give people some nice options. So 799 listings came up as a result, and you'll notice that this link at the top changes. If I copy that link and I go to an incognito window and paste it, you'll find it'll link to this exact search. So that's what we're going to be offering people, an exact search with homes within a certain price range. So knowing this, make sure you go to your website, create a list just like this, and leave the tab open for now. So now we know what price range we're going to be offering homes in, and now we need to find an image of a home that looks like it's within that price range and actually in your area. So there are a few different places that you can go to find royalty-free images that are good for commercial use that are not going to get you in trouble. The first one is unsplash.com, the second one is pexels.com, and the third one is pixabay.com. I find in Toronto, oftentimes it's townhomes that are going to be in this price range because the market's pretty expensive. So I've opted for this royalty-free image of a townhome that is free for commercial use. You want to make sure it's free for commercial use. Otherwise, you can get yourself into trouble. Make sure you're looking into all the licenses and everything for these images. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Add Media, click Add Image, and then Upload it. Now, Facebook may want to crop the image for you. If they recommend it and it looks okay, go for it. That's what I did here. So now it's time for the primary text. We need to tell people, we need to call out our audience. We need to tell them what we have. We need to tell them how to get it. And we need to add some level of scarcity and or urgency to this ad to make more people click. So for that reason, I've created this ad copy here. Looking for a home in Toronto under 900K. This list of homes in Toronto under $900,000 is 100% free right now. All you have to do is click Get Offer right now for instant access. P.S. You'll want to get in on this fast because I'm only giving this custom list away until December 13th, and you may not see this post again. So click Get Offer now. So here we've called out home buyers who are looking under 900,000. Then we're going for this list of homes is 100% free right now. All you have to do is click Get Offer right now for instant access. People love instant access, and we're also giving them the call to action. So from here, what we do is we actually give them some urgency and scarcity because for one, our campaign has been scheduled until December 13th, so it actually does end, and we're being honest about the scarcity and urgency. And also, people may actually not see this post again. Very often times, people are only going to see your ads once, and that's it. So we're giving them more legitimate urgency and scarcity. Here we go. So click get offer now. We've gone for the second call to action after delivering them that urgency and that scarcity. So from here, we're going to want to have a headline. Very simple, and this works best with odd numbers, I've found, because they stand out a little bit more. 799 Toronto homes under $900,000. People see this, they know exactly what it is, and they know what they want to do. They want to get the list. A description is completely optional, which will go underneath your headline, although we can't seem to see it here. I just wrote custom list of Toronto homes, and for the call to action, we're going to want to make sure it's get offer, because it's congruent with the primary text, the ad copy, if we do that. So get offer, and there we go. So now the ad is actually complete. From here, what we're gonna wanna do is create a lead form. This way we can bring leads in, get their information so we can reach out to them and convert them. So the first thing we're gonna do is click create form, click continue, and then we can name this Toronto buyers. We're going for more volume because that was a strategy from the beginning. And in the intro, we'll use the image from your ad, makes your life a whole lot easier. For a headline, what we can do, get your free list of Toronto homes now. Homes. There's also a character limit, so you can't go too lengthy on the headline. And in the description, custom list of Toronto homes under $900,000. We want to keep this congruent with the ad so people know that we're being honest. They know exactly what they're going to be getting moving forward. So from here, we're going to go into the questions. Email and full name are there by default, and we're going to add phone number as well. So what you can do here is now this is another requirement for the special ads category, which is letting people know how their information is going to be used and or shared. Here you can click see examples and take a look at some examples here. So we'll use your information to sign you up for a property showing, and we'll keep you informed about additional properties for sale in the area. So if what you're doing is sending people constant home updates, then what you can do is copy this one, paste it in here. So here, this way, you've made it perfectly clear that you're going to be reaching out to these people, trying to get them to do showings. And on top of that, you're going to be sending them constant emails so they know what's going on moving forward. Moving into the privacy section on your website, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, there should be a little button, just like one of these ones here, that says privacy policy. Click on that, copy the link at the top, and then you're going to want to paste that link here, and then you can name it, company or your name, privacy policy. Moving on to the completion section, you can say congratulations. Click the button below to get instant access to your list of Toronto homes under $900,000. Call to action button is going to be view website, and from here, click here now for instant access. And then what you're going to want to do is go to your website, not Realtor, your own personal website, copy that link from that saved search that I told you to keep up, and then paste that here and click publish. I'm not going to do that. It's not my link. I'm not publishing this anyway, but that's all you need to do. Then you'll have a form up, and you can click publish on your ads, and then you're good to go. And that's really it. That's how you can get tons of leads. You'll start getting leads tomorrow. It depends on your budget as well, but odds are with this campaign, you'll start getting leads today or tomorrow after you hit publish. On a newer account, verification, or rather ad approvals, may take a little bit longer. They may take 12 to 24 hours, sometimes a little bit more. But if you run ads in the past, they should be up within a few hours and you should be good to go. And that's really it. Now you're going to have a ton of leads coming in. In order to find the leads when they come in, here what you'll find in your ad section is results. And when one lead comes in, it'll say on Facebook leads, and there'll be a blue link. Click on that blue link. It'll say download as CSV file. You can download it, import that into Google Sheets, which is 100% free, or Microsoft Excel if you have it. Then you have all of the lead information there. You can reach out to them instantly, give them a call, give them a text, give them an email, sign them up to your email list, whatever it is, and you're all good to go. Now, if you're curious about how we help top performing realtors add 3 to 6 listings per year to their business in only 12 months and then help them scale that number automatically, click the link in the description for the authentic listing method. Again, if you are looking for seller ads, leave a comment. I'll reach out to you personally, send you some seller ads that you can use and plug in with this exact same process. And that's really it. This has been Vance. Thanks so much.